Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our Let's Play of Aurora. This is episode 37. As I mentioned in the end of episode 35, I had a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to get done before we resumed the series proper. I did do that quick little status video episode 36, but I think now would be a good time to go through everything that's done and see where we are. You'll probably notice the time has advanced quite a bit. I was burning through a lot of turns doing all this, but in terms of the Empire, nothing's really changed. I haven't expanded, although we'll be working on that today. But anyway, first let me go through all the stuff I have done. The easiest way, I guess, will just be going through the class. So we'll just start at the bottom, work our way up. Okay, so right off the bat, the Zulu, we already had that before. That's basically just a laser and meson cannon ground turret, so anything firing missiles at our planets, hopefully the Zulu can take care of. I did build a tug, or at least designed one. I haven't actually had any use of one yet. I just thought it would be a good thing to have, although it doesn't really seem to do much, but who knows. Maybe at some point it'll be useful to us. Next is the upgraded terraformers. My older ones only had 10 modules. These ones have 100. So with 2 of these, I could basically convert one full Earth-sized planet's atmosphere in 1 year. Those guys were working on Venus for a long time. But they are actually done. I'll show you that when we get to the planet stuff. So anyway, those were very good. Next, I just finished designing. I haven't actually built one yet, but this is the next level Scout. Apparently I called it a cruiser shell. That should be a Scout, not GN. Come on now. Where's my S? Okay, apparently my finger's in the wrong spot on the keyboard. That explains a lot. Hey, Scouts. Never mind. We'll just do it these way. There we go. Okay. But as you can see, it's still letting me do design mode because I haven't actually built one yet. But basically, it's just the standard Scout. We're using the next type of scanners. You know, obviously better engines, so higher speed. But it is a military vessel, so I'm not actually going to build one until we need it because they blow up. So anyway. Salvage vessel, I've had this for ages. I haven't bothered building a new one of these yet. It gets used so rarely except to pick up my exploding scouts that I don't really see much point. So here we go. There's the next major one, the Righteous Fist. This is another PDC, but this one is purely missiles, both attacking and defending. This one. I have built 2 different kinds of missiles. One really tiny one, which I'm just calling Flak. Because basically, if you know how a flechette cannon works, basically it just fires a whole bunch of little chunks of metal into the air, and any missile or enemy plane that flies through it gets trashed. So it just fires a whole bunch of little tiny missiles. They don't individually do much, but just being such a pile in the way, they're pretty awesome. And then a maximum size, what I'm calling a thumper, which is basically just a big, huge, heavy rocket. For actually pounding down ships. Hopefully it will actually hit and deal damage. Who knows? This is the first I've ever dealt with missiles, so who knows? We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But anyway, that's a ground-based both defense and assault. So if something does come after our planets, this thing can actually fire back, unlike the Indias and the Zulus, which would just try to hold them off. This thing could actually try to push them back. So I think that would be neat. I haven't actually built one yet, but they're designed anyway. Next is the Mega. I think I mentioned this one in the status update video, but basically the old Kilo class could only carry 1 small garrison battalion. This thing can carry 10 at a time, which means it can actually carry anything other than just garrisons. It can actually carry, like, say, construction brigades and those sorts of things. So basically it was just a direct upgrade from the Kilo, so I called it the Mega. Next, the MD Hauler basically just hauls around mass drivers. And then, of course, there's the digger fleets themselves, which apparently I called salvagers, but whatever. They currently have nothing to do. They have completely stripped all asteroids and comets out of every single system I've been in. So right now, they're just kind of floating around Earth, waiting for something to do. But so be it. Next, I did redesign the old B. And I have just finished building one of these, actually. You can see down here, if you can see the message, that the next jump builder has been created. So just a direct upgrade from the old one. It goes much faster, can stay out there longer, but most importantly it can build a gate in a lot shorter time. It only takes 3 months to build instead of 6. And we will be building a new gate later in this episode, so hopefully we can find more resources. Maybe even aliens, that would be scary. Oops. The India, that's my original planetary defense, so it's not very good. I'm not even sure if it would even work, but it was something. The gas pump we've seen before, I've been using quite a bit. I've had this for quite a while. It's been working just fine. So it's not terribly exciting there. The next couple things, though, are all new, so we'll start here. I designed 2 types of fighters. First one we'll talk about is the Fist of Bees. Don't ask why I called it that. I have no idea. Apparently I was in a bee mood. Anyway, the point of this one is I fling the fighter towards the enemy craft at insane speed. It gets up nice and close and then just unleashes flak. So that's the idea. So basically just fly up, just massively pile on masses of tiny little missiles that individually do almost nothing, but hopefully aggregate will do something. I'm not sure if that'll even work. It's going to be something fun to try. And their counterpart, the defensive Cloak of Bees, again, don't ask. The idea here is they're much slower ships, but these ones are designed just to float around the carrier. They just have little tiny meson cannons just for shooting down incoming missiles. So they're not really, intended to fight. They're really just intended as kind of like floating point defense, if you think of it that way. So those ones I think actually will work. They seem pretty nice. So the actual carrier itself, I'm calling the Castle class. So it's just this massive, massive ship, 426,000 tons. So it's just enormous. So obviously it's got, bridges and hangars and that. By default, I have it set to take 10 of each of those types of fighters, and then, ECM and ECCM and all that jazz. In terms of actual firepower itself, I did give it a whole pile of those quad meson cannons that we're using on the PDCs. So it certainly can fight back. I'm not sure if this range is really all that good or not. It certainly sounds good, but I don't know if that's really all that good, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, so this thing can absolutely pack a punch, even if all the fighters are gone. It can still fight for itself, so we'll have to see how that goes as well. And lastly, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the previous status update video or not, but I got rid of our old cargo ship, I think it was called the Balrog, because it had 3 cargo containers. This one has 50. So basically, yeah, we have 50 now, and the old one only had 3. So the other one could move, say, 3 mass drivers or 3 auto mines or something like that. This one can carry 50 at a time. Plus, it's obviously faster because of the newer engines and all that jazz. So there we go. So you're now up to date in terms of ships. Let me quickly bring you up to date in terms of what's happening on the planets. As you can see, this list has drastically lessened because I've mined all the asteroids and comets and even a couple of the lighter moons. So they're all completely strip mined. Our colony on Le Mans with the ice cubes, they're going very well. I've got them down to 3 infrastructure. It's not from terraforming or anything because there's nothing I can do there, but there is technology to lower colonization cost, and that does affect this. So I've got that down to all the way down to 3. I'm not sure if I'm going to ever get it down to 2, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that colony's doing lovely. Lutan is just a normal colony, nothing exciting. Same with Ross, just a normal colony. On Venus, we do have the human furnaces, and I have completed the terraforming of Venus. That's the other reason that this video is so far late. But anyway, they are now happy in terms of the temperature, so they do not need infrastructure, so they're now growing at a nice quick clip. The moon colonies, pretty much nothing has changed here other than just they've grown. They're now up to 10 billion people. And then, of course, Earth. Again, nothing much has changed except we're apparently up to 21 billion people. So I'm not entirely sure how we actually feed that many people, but who knows. What else can we talk? Well, I've been doing, obviously, a lot of research. I put myself up to 100 research labs. And what I did, this may seem weird to most people, but I have one lab building working on every single research possible, at least the ones that are available. Um, Obviously, with only a single lab, they're going to take forever and ever and ever. Um, but they're basically just placeholders. The ones I'm actually working on obviously have more than one lab. So, and to give an idea of the way that'll work, so this one here, for example, is almost done. So if I just tick the clock ahead a teensy bit, this one will complete. I'll get those 9 labs back. Okay. And then what I can do is if I come back down here to energy weapons, the next one's available. I can just put a single lab on it for now, and that frees up the other 8 that I can pick something either that I want sooner or something that's, going to be pretty quick. Like this one here, it's going to be pretty quick, so I'll just add a whole bunch of the other labs to it, and it'll finish off, just a couple of months, no big deal. So that's kind of what I've been doing there. So I think that brings us up to where we are. So let's get actually started for this episode. My master plan was to take that shiny new improved jump gate builder over to Le Mans and work on this jump point that we have not opened up yet. So that's what we're going to do. So terribly exciting. Where is that? Where did it go? Oops, I think it was called the Wasp. Yeah. So there's our little Wasp. So we'll go ahead and take that to Le Mans. And from there we will go to jump point 2 and build a gate. Awesome. And we'll just advance time here. It seems to run a little bit better on this screen than it does on the ticking screen. This deep into the game, of course, the time, like every single turn just crawls. And there's really not much we can do about it now. There's just too much happening. But you may see messages down at the bottom here about things blowing up on something called the Fort George. That's the castle. It is a military vessel, so it's constantly blowing up. But I gave it a ton of maintenance supplies and a conditional order that if it gets even remotely low to restock, because it's floating around Earth anyway. So it should be fine for quite some time. Originally I started building the fighters before I had that, and one of them has already blown up. Since I didn't put much maintenance, you don't really have room on fighters because they can only go up to 500 tons. But anyway, I already had one blow up. The rest were badly, like in very bad shape, but I did manage to finish the castle, and now they're sitting on there happily, which doesn't count as blowing up, so that's very nice. Anyway. I didn't check. Oh, there it is right there. I was going to say I didn't check how long it was going to take the Wasp to get out here, but apparently not very long at all. So, it is a quick little vessel, much faster than the previous Bee. But more importantly, it also only takes 90 days to build a gate instead of 180, so this is good. Then it's just a case of what nastiness we'll find on the other side. Hopefully it's a little more exciting than the Barnard star we found, because I had absolutely nothing in it. It was just a star with no planets, no moons, no asteroids, no comets, nothing. It was kind of a waste, just a total dead end. So hopefully we'll get at least something here, something we can mine, at least. That'd be nice. I think it will be better, though, if I use the timer here. Like I say, this one just stops far too much. But every turn now it flips to not responding, so it's kind of annoying, but that's why it took me 4 days to jump the clock ahead as far as I did to get everything ready for this video. So hopefully it'll turn out to be worth it. Alright, so you are in process. Which is good. And that is done. We have some inactive research labs, just the one. What that'll mean is somewhere one of these many researches has stopped because the scientist involved has retired. So you'll see we don't lose the progress on it. We just have to pick somebody else for it. So that's fine. No big deal. Alright, so the warp gate here, or the wasp is done building the jump gate. Wow, that was a bad sentence. Anyway, so you will go through here, and we will trigger an error when it goes through, because it apparently does not like generating new galaxies for us, but anyway. Thank you, we know that was coming. Okay. So we have a whole pile of moons here, it looks like. Just an absolute crazy number of them. Yeah, look at them all. Wow. It's a good thing I made the new scout very, very, very fast. And there's also lots of jump gates to look at. Awesome. Okay, so this is definitely more exciting than the Barnard Star was. So let's go ahead and get the wasp building the return gate. Build jump gate. And since we now have something to explore, now is the time that we start working on getting a ship to do that. Oh, that's the I'm not sure if I mentioned in the status update video or not. I think I did, but I built a commercial shipyard to help with building ships. Commercial shipyards are generally 10 times faster than the military ones, but anyway, it was mostly just I wanted a second one for cranking out ships nice and quick. But anyway, we need to retool this for the Scout 3. Which should not take very long at all. I think just one tick, actually. Yeah, just one tick. And then we can start building it. Yep, more stuff on my castle is exploding, which is just lovely. Anyway, looks like that'll take about 4 months to build. But that's not bad. By the time that's done, the wasp will have completed the return gate, so I can then send it home to refuel and chill. There is still one more gate in Loylen, and I think 2 more in Ross that we can open up before we even start exploring the ones here in, what is this new place called? Monoceri or something? I can't read that, but the new place anyway. That's the technical name for it, the new place. Lovely. Anyway, so we'll get this guy going and on his way. And then we are ready to properly get back going here. So I think this will be very good. Definitely was a long and slow, painful slog getting to this point. Just so many years of terraforming and so many years of research and just a whole lot of stuff. But oh, there we go. The warp. Oh, I keep saying warp. The wasp is done, so we can send it home. So you'll jump back through here, and then you'll jump through here, go to Earth, and refuel. And all that will only take you 13 days, because you are very fast. Awesome. Tick ahead, and that should finish off the Scout 3. Come on, you can do it. Hey, there we go. Okay, let's get that going. We're able to attach you, send you through Le Mans to V577 Monoceri, apparently. And once you get there, you can survey the next 5 bodies, and that will be lovely. You'll start with geological surveys, and that will be great. So it'll only take you 4 days to get to there at your speed. That is awesome. In that case, why don't we... Oh, we got some research done as well. Let's do that real quick here. What can we work on next? Let's make sure if there is another research. Yes, there is a carinator. Let's just assign a single one to that and dump the other 8 into Meson. Sure, why not? Good enough. Okay. And we can bump ahead 5 days here, at which point we should see the Scout starting to do its job. It's probably easiest if I do... where's my Scout? Why can't I see my Scout? There it is. And system map. Yep, so it has just exited. If we put it to single hours, you get an idea of just how fast this thing is. It's very quick. So it's going to pop down here to start doing some scouting for us. And with the next level of sensors, it does 5 surveying points per hour, so it won't even take all that long to do these individual surveys, especially of any like small moons and that. The planets will still take quite a few hours because they're huge, but not bad at all. Should probably go higher than 1 hour increments though. Let's do 1 day increments. If we can. Or we can just go to not responding. That's fun too. Anyway. Yeah, 17 moons. That is just crazy. I can't remember how many the maximum we've seen. I remember, I think it's Leyland. One of them had quite a few moons as well. I don't think it was quite 17 though. I think it was about 12 or 14. Either way, just crazy. Anyway, this should zip through. I'm so far not finding any minerals. So you've scouted everything and there's nothing? There's no minerals here. Okay. Let's do that then. But I must say that's very disappointing if there's not a single bit of minerals anywhere around here. I will not be terribly impressed. Oh, you found one with a tiny, tiny bit of borolite. Frankly, that's really not much. So I'd say this system's a bit of a bust. I mean, we'll certainly do the gravitational surveying, but overall, I'm going to say this is a bit of a bust. Huh. Alright, well I guess at this point we're bumping up to time control, so I'm going to put a cut in this episode while the scout here does the gravitational. I'm not even entirely sure if I'm going to bother colonizing this one, unless there's a bunch of jump gates, then I might just, kind of as a dropping off point, but for this little mineral material, I'm not sure it's even worth bothering. So I think next episode we'll probably send the Wasp out to unlock a different jump gate and hopefully, get a little bit better result. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to put a cut in this episode here, so I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and thank you for your patience in waiting a couple of days for another episode. And until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.